Hello, this is the last week of the trimester. Today is March 1st, Monday. Hopefully this video finds you all in good health. Everything's going well. We're going to be reviewing a couple of days this week, and then we're going to be doing an end of trimester feedback later on this week too. For today, we're going to have you guys start off with quizzes just to kind of see where you're at as far as what you remember with proportions. Proportions is the first topic that we studied this trimester. So we're going to be reviewing that today. So hopefully you do well on it. There's your Chuck Norris facts. A couple things for information. This is the last week that you can fix any oopses on feedbacks. It's also the last week that you can improve or ruin your life skills grade. So make sure you end up the trimester strong. Please, those people that are absent, do your best to be here on Wednesday and Thursday because we'll be doing the end of trimester feedback those days, and it will be kind of hard to get caught up with it. So there won't be any homework this week, so those of you at home, you're welcome. So all we're doing is just kind of doing a quick review of proportions. So the first thing is, what makes a graph proportional? So hopefully you remember that it must go through the origin, which is 0, 0, and it's a straight line. So which of these graphs would match those criteria? Well, if I look at it, the first one, see, it does go through 0, 0, so that's a check. And is it a straight line? Yes, it is. So that one does. This next one does not go through 0, 0. So I can already take that one out. This one goes through 0, 0, but it is not a straight line, so that doesn't work. If I look at this one, it does go through 0, 0, and it is a straight line. So those two would be the ones that are proportional. As far as scaling up goes, the table shows the cost of bananas for a given number of pounds purchased. If the if the zoo buys 500 pounds of bananas in a week, how much should they spend? Well, there's a couple ways that I could do this. I could find a COP, and to find a COP, you would do, that would be a Y. You would do Y divided by X. So I would do $2.50 divided by 2, or really you could choose any of those. And that's going to give me 1.25. So it's $1.25 per 1 pound. So if I need to find 500 pounds, I would do 1.25 times 500. When I type that into my calculator, 1.25 times 500, I end up with an answer of $625. So that could be one way to do it. You could also just do 2 pounds for $2.50 and set it up as a proportion equals, we need to know 500 pounds, and that could be our X dollars. So I would do this times this divided by this, and I would get my X, which is the exact same thing. So scaling up, find a COP and then multiply it by what you need to, or you could set it up as a proportion. So proportional equation, we have an equation y equals 3x. Is this equation proportional? Well, if you remember back, if it does not have an add or a subtract, this equation would be proportional. So if it does add or subtract, then it is not proportional. So is it proportional? Yes, it is. So to prove it, we're going to plug these numbers in for x. So instead of saying y equals 3 times x, we're going to say y equals 3 times 0, which is 0. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 4 is 12. So if I were to graph it, I'm going to put these numbers on my x, which is right here. 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to put a couple of them. And then over here, because it is proportional, I can just use these numbers now. So here's my 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12. So I could do 1 and 3, after I do 0, 0, of course. 2 and 6, 3 and 9, 4 and 12. And then try to draw a straight line, even though it was kind of a failure. So this one, is it proportional? Well, I can look at it and say, oh, wait a minute, it's adding, so it is not proportional. So I could still fill out a table though. So instead of saying 2 times x, I'm going to say 2 times 0, which is 0, plus 1, which is 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 5, or plus 1 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So if I were to graph it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would put my first dot at 0 up 1 over 0 up 1, which is right here. Over 1 up to 3. Over 2 up to 5. Over 3 up to 7. Over 4 up to 9. So my graph would look like that. It does not go through 0, 0, so it just proves that it's not proportional. So now, it might give us a graph and tell us to find a COP. Well, to find a COP, remember it's y divided by x. This is my y, this is my x. So you would pick an address. Well, I'm going to pick this address right here. So to do that, I would do 18, which is my y, divided by my x, which is 6, and I would get 3. So now, in order to build an equation, it would have to be y equals, and then my COP, which is 3, and then x. So I'll pick an address. I want to do this one right here. Then I would do 90, which is my y, divided by 18, which is my x. I would get an answer of 5. So then I would set up my equation as y equals my COP, which is 5x. And I would do that same thing with the table. So I would do y divided by x. So y divided by x. So I would do 1, 2, 1, 2 divided by 6, which will give me an answer of 202. Now I put that into my equation. Y equals 202x. And last one, I would do the same thing. Y divided by x. So if I wanted to use this address right here, I would do 100, which is my y, divided by 10, which is my x, which gives me an answer of 10. And now I put that into my equation, y equals 10x. So students will be doing a station activity to help review. Those of you at home, don't worry too much about it. If you have any questions, contact your teacher, email, and we'll hopefully see you back soon. See you later.